Welcome, guys. Welcome to the Beach Fence podcast experience. I'm Joanna. This is my co-host, Talon, and we have a special guest for you tonight. We'll be talking with one of my friends that I used to work with very, very long time ago. Super amazing leadership qualities. This guy exudes positivity and just like people just want to be around him. And you can even ask all the youth, all the kids that we used to coach, and we're in camps and all that kind of stuff. And obviously this person can't just be a regular person. He has to do something special. So he decided to build a clothing line that is based off of his strategic values of uplifting people with his positivity. So without further ado, I'm going to introduce you to Tyrone Brooks. What's up, Tyrone?
Been fine. How are you? How's everything going?
I'm good. Thanks for coming on. I'm really excited to have you. It has been a little bit because last time we worked together, I don't even remember, it was like 2012 or something. We did.
Oh, mate, it was a long time ago, but I can tell you were my boss.
Yeah. Well, like not even
hard to swallow.
Not even really. It was more like I had a boss and then we were just working together. I mean, you were always the youth ambassador anyways, like you ran all the programs and stuff. So you knew all the staff, you knew exactly what you were doing. I just had to, cut off those conversations a few times. That went a little too long, but that's it.
I'm known for that, so I appreciate that.
So what's really cool that I've been recently seeing on your Facebook, and that's what led me to call you in the first place, is now with like COVID going on, everything's happening. Obviously, that's what everybody's talking about now. We aren't going to be that much different. But what really struck me as a really cool idea is that you were sewing and went to sewing school and sewing masks for frontline workers.
Doing the masks. I love it.
Yeah, I mean, so it's kind of random. Like one day I was just like, why am I paying people to like sew up my stuff, or to like, why am I even paying like Gildan to like get blank shirts? Like, why not I just figure out how to do it myself? And I found this opportunity where I was like, where I can go to school, George Brown, to do a power sewing course. It was like a pressure course. It was like 3 years crammed into 3 months. 60 applicants. I'm not a kid.
Right.
We had to do like full garments and sewing patterns and all this kind of crazy stuff. And by the end of it, maybe 16 kids end up graduating, and I was an honor roll for sewing, which like I never thought I would.
Amazing.
Yeah, I know. Like kind of crazy. I never, me, I'm hands-on, like, more so in the sports realm, but
yeah, like if anything, I would have like expected like a basketball coach like type of thing. Not like sewing, sewing honor roll.
I think I can't say no to a challenge. So like if I can challenge myself, like I'll do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's awesome. So do you have any that you want to show us? Like, you want to lift it up? Because they're like, it's really cool.
Yeah. So okay, here you go. So here's one of my my mask. I mean, I guess I got to put it on because I guess like
put it on.
My hand mode. Like, you see, in my hand. Okay. Okay, so kind of like this.
They look good, man. They look good. They're simple.
It's so simple.
Yeah.
I mean, there's other brands doing like this crazy like polka dot stuff and whatever, but the colors that I have are still colors that like I use in my regular, like with the Uplifted Society. Like we use a lot of fall colors. So like we have like forest green or spruce. This one, the burgundy one, I like this one a lot.
Yeah, that one's sweet.
Nice and clean, lightweight. And then for the nurses or anybody in the medical realm, like we have.
Nice.
Yes, they kind of match. That's so cool.
I mean, you kind of want to match your uniform a little bit. You want to like throw it off and give them like a random color.
Right.
So like, and then like with the nurses, I try to make sure they have 3 filters, right? So they have like 2 water repellent filters in there, fabric filters, polyester and nylon. And then I have a 100 micron filter inside as well. So I had to order these filters like a month and a half ago, because like I would just trip it. I'm like, maybe I can make like face masks, and then boom, like.
Yeah, no, that's great. And I saw somewhere like certain people can get the ones with the 3 filters, like the like super frontline workers that are nurses and doctors. And aren't you a personal support worker as well?
Yeah, so I work at a group home right now. I mean, I have been for like the last year and a half, and you work with individuals all the time. Like your job is literally to program their day. give them meds, plan their food, wash their laundry, clean up after them, which happens like all the time. But that's so being a personal support worker, like having to be an essential worker right now in this time, I'm like, I need to make sure that I'm protected and make sure that the kids that I work with are protected. And that's the most important thing to me right now. That, and also because like my immune is compromised. Like, I was diagnosed with type 1 diabetes last year, right? So almost year to date. And then it was like, after that, I've been kind of just making better decisions in my life in terms of my health. So I'm like, well, if I'm going to be a frontline worker,
no more chips and pop for lunch there. Those days are gone.
I didn't have chips that many times. Come on, stop this. You know what? I had a lot of pizza.
I know pizza days were always the best days, though. I think everybody had tons of pizza.
Free pizza. We got free pizza.
We were in our 20s or like our teens still, so it didn't matter. It didn't matter that much. Anything before I know. I feel like anything before 25 doesn't really count, like for what you're eating as much.
I feel like I started living maybe last year. Last year I started living, like, I don't know. It was one of those things where like I had a reality check. Like everything just hit me like, boom, you need to make decisions. Like you have type 1 diabetes. Like you got to stop. You got to cut this out. You got to change. You got to work out. You got to do all these things. Like I'm doing everything. The working out part, I got to figure out a little bit more.
Right. Don't we all?
Yeah, I think we all need a little.
Honestly, I depended on the kids I was working with, like training me, because I'm working with these kids, I'm running and they're outrunning me. And I'm like, no, this kid can't outrun me.
Oh, right.
Yeah, that was my fitness, telling these kids that like I could still whip your ass. Like,
well, I know. How do you feel as a coach if you can't like show them up? You know what I mean? Then they're going to be like, what are you going to teach me that I don't already know? You know, you have to like.
No, I always show them up. Come on, Joe. I always show them up.
You gotta.
Yeah, what are they, like 13-year-olds, huh? What? Just kidding. I'm totally kidding.
Ego bruised, thanks.
I know. I'm just kidding. Tyrone was one of our sports directors. He like did amazing in all of our sports camps. So I'm just giving him a hard time. So tell me more about Uplifted Society and how that kind of came to be. Like you started in 2012, I think, right?
Well, 2012 was like the idea of it. 2013 is when we decided to like register the company as a corporation. And then the whole idea behind that, it was that we were going to create this umbrella company and then start a bunch of things underneath it that would kind of like just keep everything in momentum.
Right.
So we have Uplifted Society Inc., which also has Upso Clothing, which also has Upso Studios. So we have one that is we go to schools, we talk to people, we do as much as we can to kind of uplift the society through fashion. And then we have workshops in schools, all that kind of stuff. You know what I mean? Like that's my background. Cool.
So I'm gonna read, because this is like really hard for me to memorize, and I don't do that anymore. So I'm just gonna read the about us.
You don't memorize anymore?
No, I don't memorize stuff anymore. So this is the about section, which I thought was like super cool. Just because I don't think you're giving yourself enough credit. So. It is a Toronto-based clothing company founded in 2013 that was built its foundation on positivity and tenacity. We sell streetwear with a difference, and you have a lot of, I'm not going to read word for word, but essentially like a lot of ethics, values, and everything that you get and you buy and you purchase to make the clothing comes from really good sources. And the tagline, I think, is "You deserve better." Born on the streets where hardships, adversity, and challenges of life often lead to decisions that are unhealthy, harmful, and even dangerous. The environment of the streets can lead to feelings of helplessness, depression, and despair. Individuals sometimes feel like an outcast, unwanted, and alone in their struggles. It doesn't have to be that way. And then you talk about how your company, Uplifted Society, completely changes that whole thing, and it creates like these affirmations that are so positive in people, and you just want to be part of the team. Like it's really, really cool.
Changing the narrative.
Yeah, changing the narrative on it. And like, you know, everything is as is from now, and every day you can wake up a new person. Like it's just a decision that you make, and then like you have this community behind you that helps you with that, and like it's all part of like a tribe, like a team, which I thought was like super cool. Am I getting that wrong?
No, I mean, you hit it spot on. Like imagine like there was like, how do I say this? Isolated people, or people who feel isolated, And they all got together and kind of created their own community, society, where like at a point maybe we were uplifted. We're still looking for that light at the end of the tunnel. We're still looking for that happiness, but we're all trying together. There's no judgment. There's no criticizing. There's literally just 100% acceptance. There's no color barrier. We want to accept everybody. Let everyone know, like, you don't have to be like what everyone wants you to be. You be who the hell you want to be, but just make sure when you do that, you're uplifting along the way and not damaging things along the way.
Right.
So yeah, not like you.
Sorry, that's the main thing. Yeah, sorry, no. If listen, I talk too much, girl. If I talk way too much, just tell me to shut up.
That's what you're here for.
We're trying to go for like an hour, maybe like 2 hours. I don't know. Just tell me. But you know what I mean? Like it's kind of like creating this space. We don't think it's not a real physical space. It's like this mental space that we can all be in together, where we can, find ways to relate to each other through fashion. That was kind of my way of doing things. Like we might have a shirt, for example, one of my favorite sweaters, and I think a lot of people will tell you this, like I better see a bunch of hearts and likes pop up in this later on, but this sweater, it's called Priorities. I wish I can pull it out for you.
Right now, that's one of the ones I posted. That is like that black one, right?
Yeah. So it says priorities, but it also says prior ties, and then the I is highlighted. So in order for you to get over negative prior ties or negative anything, you got to get rid of these prior ties and focus on on self, which means your priorities. If you look at the words from left to right, your priorities are your main thing. To wear that on your shirt and to walk around is like, I got my priorities together.
Yeah.
Right. I'm focusing on I'm not focusing on the negative things outside. Even though we do, no matter what, even though I would wear that sweater and be like, I got my priorities together, I try my best, I still couldn't get into that dark zone, that dark mental space where I'm like, I need to really figure out what I'm doing. Right. That's why going through this time right now, COVID-19, is when I have to like reevaluate everything and look back at my life and be like, what can I fix right now?
Yeah.
What can I do? Face mask is like the thing that I thought, like, this is what I can do right now to flatten this curve. Doing that helps me fix the problems in my life as well too, right? So
for sure.
That's my thing.
I didn't get a chance to tell you I'd have the call because we were like going through all the checks and stuff, but my mom's already like shottied one of your masks, and then I want the teal one. Funny enough, I just like the color teal. And Talon, I think, is going to take
I
the
want them for
one.
sure, man. The masks we have are just
they're bad.
They're not stylish at all.
No, and we definitely like yours. I don't think we are we don't need the 3 triple filter. I don't think, because it's like grocery store and back and like hide in the car.
Yeah.
Like,
I can do like a lightweight one for you guys, nothing crazy. But you guys also think about some custom colors. Like that's not what I always do, but
we can get like, can you do pattern one? Like what if people wanted to screen print something onto it? Do you do that too, or?
That's what I was thinking. A lot of customers are coming, brands that come to me like, hey, would you put my stuff on there? Would you screen print on it? I'm like, you know what? I don't know how I feel about putting plastisol on.
That's what I was gonna say. Yeah.
I mean, plastisol is supposed to be something. It's good. It's not toxic, but like, just still, it will still impede breathing a little bit once you have a little bit of printing on top of there.
Right.
You want to make sure you're not impeding breathing. You don't want to put a million filters in there, and printing on top of it will still kind of prevent breathing a little bit, right? So
for sure.
That's why, look at ours, like it's like this little thing in the corner so far, and I want to be real with you, I wanted to actually not even put it on there or even on the back. I want the people wearing them to know who made it for them. I don't really care for the person watching it,
right?
But like, nowadays you kind of have to. I'm spending literally every day just sewing. Like I feel like a grandma just.
Well, and then I heard, like, I just saw on your Facebook, like the other day, your sewing machine broke down too.
Oh, I replaced that in an hour. Listen, the way my anxiety is, girl, I was like, okay, it broke. Okay, cool. I called up my sister, I called my mom. Actually, I posted on Facebook, and my mom's like, oh no. Then I looked at my phone, and like, she's gonna call me. And then she calls me. She's like, what happened?
It was
yeah, it was crazy because everyone in my family, a lot of people in my family, they sew, but my mom was like, oh no, because she knows I've been going hard. Like she's the one pleating for me. She puts these little pleats in there for me, which is so symmetric, which is crazy, Oh. And like, if you look at my pleats, like they're not the greatest, but like my mom, like she took care of that in a second. But the minute it broke, oh my goodness, I'm hurt for this guy. So she called up all her friends, literally called up all her friends, and they're like, hey, I need to borrow a sewing machine for my son. Can I get this for my son? Can I get that? And then people are calling me and they're like, just, hey, I have a sewing machine for you. I'm like, wow. And then within an hour, my sister was like, you know what, I'm going to bring it down for you. And I was like, hey, let's go back in business. When she came, I had so much energy that I just went crazy and just sewed up like 30 masks in front of her, like in an hour. It was amazing. I don't let things stress me for long. I have to take care of that real quick. I have anxiety issues.
Well, that's good because you also have a goal of like reaching, what was it, 20 or 30 a day, or was it more 70? Or what was it? Am I making up these numbers?
First, it was 10 a day
Mm-hmm.
because I went to school for sewing, but I hadn't sewn anything in like 4 years. Well, maybe like a year, but like nothing repetitive in like 4 or 5 years. Like, it's crazy. So I literally just decided to put things together and make it happen, you know? So it takes, like to be real with you, like one mask takes me like 10 minutes. I wanted to have about 100 by a week. Didn't really work out. I made like 70, and the next week I made like 80, and then the next week I made like 90. So things change. Like as you keep sewing these things, you get better at it.
Yeah,
So,
and then you get faster. But again, this is like on top of your like work job plus like Uplifted Society stuff plus like now you're adding this extra time. So if people wanted to reach out to you, I know that you probably already have tons of orders, and I don't know if I should be sharing this, but I'm gonna do it anyway.
That's fine. Do it.
So if people wanted to reach you, and can you tell us what like the masks are, if there's like promotions, like what colors, like that kind of stuff?
Well, right now there's a shortage of fabric in the world, but I was recently donated about like 100 yards of fabric from Meridian, Canada. And I mean, the fabric, it's polyester, it's really good fabric, but that's going to run out eventually. And everyone else is having a little bit of an issue finding fabric. And I don't want to be like guaranteeing people that they'll get a certain color, right? So I ran out of black for 2 weeks, you know, and then next week they only had teal, which, you know, coincidentally looks like nurse uniforms. So I was like, let's get teal, right? So it's whatever it is, like whatever colors I have, I make it happen. I change my logo to make it look nice on the color. I'm not going to do like some fluorescent color, but whatnot, but not myself.
What about
on that?
If you get like fluorescent pink, like I'll also get one of those.
I can see you wearing that or like a highlighter green. I can see you doing that. But on that note, listen, so I actually went about to hire some individuals, a few individuals, Megan Demoto and Amanda Demoto and Brianna Kinyard. They are one brand owner and two future nurses, but they could not graduate because of COVID-19, hashtag COVID-19. Exactly. So, but what they have done, they've donated 100 masks to sick kids. Like I think maybe last week. I shared that.
Amazing.
So I decided, I'm like, you know what? I need to round these people up because they have like a good soul, and I need to really just manifest all of their energy to make as many masks as we can. And I don't really care if it's like my brand or someone else. Like you can come by, teach you the pattern, give you the fabric, because now we have access to 100 yards of fabric. Just make it happen. The thing is, we need to and get them out of our hands as fast as possible. So
yeah, absolutely. So they should contact you at, what's the best way, like email or?
I would say the best way is at sales@upliftedsociety.com.
I'm going to put that up.
Yeah, put that up. Left, right, center, somewhere there. But
yeah, I'll stick it somewhere.
Upliftedsociety.com. Okay, cool. Yes. We're definitely going to edit everything we put up anyways, so everybody will have.
Don't promise me to too much here.
Hey, you're the tech guy. I'm the talent. This is my guest.
Work. But I didn't put it on my website because I was fearful of getting like a million requests and whatnot. So I try to keep it local, but for the most part.
Yeah.
Honestly, lot of orders.
I think you're doing such a great thing. And so for one mask, how much is it?
Right now we're doing $6 for one mask.
Nice.
And $15 for 3 masks. Right?
Cool.
So that price may change if some customers ask for anything custom, and maybe if they ask for a wire here, so kind of holds the nose a little bit more. So some customers have asked for that, so it's not a problem. But I mean, it's $1 more, and to be real with you, like I'm not making much profit. I mean, I've looked at other brands. I'm like, why are they selling these for $15, $25? Like, come on.
Right.
Yeah,
we can find this curve. Like we're already taking a hit financially, all of us, you know, like I still got to pay my warehouse, and I'm here in my room sewing up like a grandma. So.
I know.
Yeah, man. I mean, yeah.
That's what I mean. Like, you have such strong like values, and you're just trying to help out. So like, that's why I also wanted to have you on, because I do see other companies like posting up for like $25 plus like your whatever image you want and that kind of stuff. But it's not necessarily like coated with the layers of different like what is that? Filters?
Well,
It's filters.
Filters, yeah. You got to do your homework. I took some time to do some homework. You know what I mean? So that's kind of my thing. So.
Mm-hmm. And then so also, maybe if people want to help out, if people are listening and they have like access to fabric at home where they can donate, like, I'd love for them to feel like they can just get in touch with you. Maybe they want to donate some fabric that they have.
We were thinking about doing the masks ourselves, because we have a lot of excess fabric here. You can see behind Joanna, you can see the beach fence.
Listen.
This is all polyester, but I'm not sure if you can use that sort of thing.
No, I'm using polyester right now. The only issue with it's a little bit harder to sew through if you have like one of those dinky like Singer machines, but other than that, it's fine. But listen, if that's the case, just do it. I can teach you guys like a video pattern how to get it done real fast, but just get those out. Everyone needs those. Like, you understand, like, we need to flatten this curve.
The only thing with this fabric is it's really thin. Like, it's meant to be thin just for the product, so like you still get a breezy through it and everything, but it's super thin. Like, would we have to double it up?
Filters to that. Yeah, so like the ones that when I have a filter that's super thick, when I have like just fabric that's super thick, then I'll probably use a filter, like maybe one filter versus two. If I have a fabric that has a low micron, then I would probably use like a higher mesh count or something. But it was a way to go around it. So
right,
we can make it happen.
Where do you get
people right now are using paper towel and using like the
okay, right,
straps, you know, like
yeah.
Don't get me started, right? So
anything will help. Like, anything will help. So if anybody's like sitting on some fabric that they're gonna, like, I don't know, not use, or if they're looking to donate it somewhere, obviously like shelters will need it too and everything like that, but donate it to Tyrone so you can get some stuff done. Or if you know how to sew, he will help teach you, so that'll be good. Right
yeah,
no?
I'm here. I'm ready.
Okay, so I'm going to get back to it here because I knew you from camp, so I'm just going to get back to our camp story a little bit. Because you've always been such a passionate like leader, and you've always cared about youth so much. I know that you're doing some cool stuff with youth like now, but pre-COVID / like, is there anything like that we can give to the youth during this time that you know of that's happening, like groups, Facebook groups? I don't know, like, you're a youth ambassador, so you're probably in the know of everything.
I mean, to be real with you, I actually haven't been a youth engagement coordinator for like a year and a half now. So, but still, that doesn't change anything, because as long as I'm in the building and there's kids, I'm still engaging with youth. You know what I mean? That doesn't change anything. But
well,
so
I heard you're the community dad.
Whew, damn.
Yeah, that's what I heard. That's the word on the street.
Yeah. Okay. So how that makes me feel, because that's okay. So community dad, that's kind of like, that's an amazing title to me. That's great, because to be a mentor to somebody or have kids accidentally call you dad, because it happened to all of us. You only get those accidents when you have a connection with somebody. So that happens to me all the time. Kids are like, "Hey, dad, oh, I'm so sorry," and they feel embarrassed.
No way.
Dad.
Cool.
Yeah, I'm not gonna call out any kids that have done this, but
no.
But that feels really great. To be with you, I've actually dumb it down a little bit and be like, I feel like I'm a community brother, because I've noticed there's a lot of great dads that are in the community that I work with and I've seen all the time, and like, I don't want to take that away from them,
Right.
So community brother, like, I have space to be anyone's relative,
And it also makes you seem younger, which I know that's what you're trying to go for. It's all right.
I mean, they don't even call this a beard. This apparently is patchy, so I'm not there yet. But but that's my thing. Community brother is my thing. I feel like I can relate to anybody, even somebody who is older than me, who mentors me. I can still be a brother to them. I've recently had someone tell me that, Tyrone, I look up to you, and you're younger than me, and I'm like, that's crazy.
Right.
Like, that's, you get that.
And like, I feel like this also plays into a lot of the values that you have, like going into Uplifted Society and like the whole message behind there too, right? Am I wrong?
Yeah. No, 100%. That's my, it's, well, beyond that, I had a brand when I was younger called AWR, Armed with a Rep.
Yes, I saw that. That was like from like 2010 or something, right?
Yeah, it was like grassroots, like the beginning. So I've always like wanted to show people like a positive way of displaying fashion and not like, you don't have to show too much skin. You can show a message, there's so much in our mind. Like you put it on a piece of paper, then people can interpret that the way they want to interpret it. Right. So that's my,
And so AWR, like Armed with a Rep, didn't grow, or did it? I don't know. Like, was it that was just a separate thing, or did it kind of like go into Uplifted Society? Or was it a
same
branch?
value. Well, when you hear someone say like, yo, armed with a rep, or sorry, armed with a weapon, like instantly you feel danger. But when your reputation is your weapon and it's a positive one, that can knock down walls. So that was my weapon. So I was like, I'm armed with a rep. So people had felt intimidated by that. And I like that. I really like that they felt like, people couldn't really come to me and say negative things because I would knock it down with positivity. So then that changed into Uplifted Society. It had to grow. Mind you, I was like 17 years old. So I had to like meet new people, find new experiences. I went to school for policing as well. And I had met somebody named Kedre, Bubs, right? Shout out to Bubs. And
Hey,
he like
Bubs.
inspired me. But yeah, he was like picture like a legal graffiti artist. Crazy, right? In a time
Yeah.
where and in a time where like bylaws were like here's a ticket, here's a ticket. One of the greatest artists in Toronto. So he like inspired me while I was in school for policing. He was riding along with a guy named Scott Mills, who was a police officer, and I read about this guy. We connected through the police officer. And mind you, how I felt about policing while I was in policing was not great. I felt like it was like I'm trying to make people happy. I'm trying to be like a minority. Like I'm a black cop. I'm positive. I'm in the community. Like I can make a difference. I wanted to be a cop without a gun.
Right.
My teachers laughed at me. My professors laughed at me. No names, but
Yeah.
they were like, yeah. So, but like, it started from AWR. I had met somebody. He'd helped me out, right? So, right, and then everything just transpired into what it is today. So,
Which is amazing. So, like, that's kind of cool. So let me ask you, what motivates you? Like, what inspires you? What keeps you going?
That's a great question. Actually, it's easy. Two things. Two things. One, there's it's gonna be what, and it's also gonna be who. What inspires me is the fact that everybody wears clothing. Like I can appeal to anybody, and all I have to do is know what you like, what's your interest, and I could sell to you. That's one thing that inspires me. Like, oh, it's so simple. I can just find a message that maybe you can relate to, or I could give you a message where like it could save you out of a dark space, get you out of dark space, put you in the light. That's my thing. And then my who, Will Smith. Not gonna lie.
Will Smith.
Nice.
Not gonna lie. Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. Like Will Smith is like he. I don't know. Everything about him just like inspires me since I was young. And, like my father wasn't really there at the time, so like I would take a lot of his humor,
Teachings.
things, his teachings, his like just anything. Like it's crazy. You know what I mean? Like. Don't even ask me at times. I message this guy on Instagram. I'm just waiting for him to respond. It's crazy.
Well, keep DMing him because now they're like probably sitting not doing very much. So
yeah, now's the time.
Yeah.
Well, we'll DM him.
Who knows? But he inspires me. Definitely, just everything he does, like just the way he lives, like with a family, his wife, his like just how he carries himself. Like I feel like I have more in common with him than I do with like a lot of people I know. And I've never met the dude before, so. He inspires me. So like sometimes I'd be like, what would he do? Like how would he handle this? Like just listen to his motivation sometimes, just hearing him talk. Like, yeah, man.
Yeah, he's great. And he's always changing. He's always on to the next.
Yeah. And that really motivates me to like to actually try to be a mayor one day, to like try to like I think it's possible. Like or even not a mayor, maybe even like just running the ward in my ward, like Cooksville or something. That's something I really want to do. Like I promise you I will run.
Nice.
I'll do my best. Yeah.
Well, you'll have all the kids that call you community brother or dad vote for you. So
yeah, and in a few years, in a few years they'll be old enough to vote.
I know. I think you're just like setting up the seeds like right now. Like is that what you're doing? The master plan goal.
I don't have notes on my wall. I don't have like little notes on my wall telling me what to say. Like,
Yeah.
You're just gonna come. It's gonna come from the heart. It's gonna come from the heart. Okay.
Oh, it's from my heart. It's from my heart.
Awesome. So probably also because you started your initial company armed with a rep, like when you were super young, 17, and then you got into Uplifted Society. Like I'm sure you faced a lot of challenges, a lot of barriers. Like for somebody listening who maybe wants to start their own clothing company or any type of like side hustle that might have to do with something that inspires them, like what kind of advice would you give to them?
Yeah, how do they get going?
Okay, right off the bat, don't be too excited and hire like all your friends and hire like a group of people who just have like one talent, or like just don't do that. Like don't just humble yourself. You know, sometimes you need to listen to other people. Like, I was humbled by Kedre. Right off the bat, I was like, I need 14 people, have 14 skills. Let's give them this, let's give them that, let's pay them that. And we hadn't even registered our company. So my thing is slow the hell down. Listen to the people that might know what they've been doing for a while, and then save money. I went into this with like $0. Like I think I was working at Home Depot and trying my best. 1 shirt, 2 shirt, you know, just even screen printing at home. But my thing is learn to do it yourself and save your money. Right? That's my best advice to anybody starting a business right now. And don't be crazy in hiring. It's not like a free for all. So.
Yeah, especially if you're not going in there with like a whole bunch of money to start with. It's tough. But also, so you talked about screen printing, and I don't think we touched on this. So for everybody listening that doesn't really know, so Uplifted Society, you talked about it being a clothing company, but then you also do screen printing, right?
Yes. So Uplifted Society, we also own Upso Studios. So Upso Studios, located in Mississauga by the airport. What we do is we do screen printing, and we do embroidery. We do anything with vinyl, any type of clothing customization. We also partner up with a medical company called Meridian Canada, and we do a lot of medical uniforms, adding like emblems or logos to them, like even police foundations, course programs and whatnot. So that's kind of what we're doing right now at the studio. Actually, well, I lie. We're not doing that right now. Right now, it's just masks. So,
but like when,
yeah.
Well, like right. We're still kind of living in this idea that maybe this is just like a super short term thing, and like it's just changing for like a couple of weeks, and like nobody really knows how long it'll be. We're all in positive spirits, I think. So we'll just say for right now, but getting like back into it in like a couple of weeks or so, that's probably what you'll be doing as well. So can other companies contact you like that want their stuff on their shirts or like some kind of like stuff? Like can they
I'm doing very limited orders for screen printing. I try to make it the only days I go into the warehouse to sew. And when I do that, I go in a complete isolated environment where I'm just working with my art and then I'm printing orders. It's a little bit slower right now because my main focus is working on PPE and masks and whatnot. And then and thinking other things like even like shields and protective gear. It's bigger than just printing for brands and whatnot, which I don't find super important. But also I've been working with a lot of bars who've been hit with this, right? Who are close to me. I'm like, I can print some of your stuff so you can still maintain your shop and you don't have to close down. So that's Lalo Brewery. You got to shout them out.
Nice.
Lalo. Okay, cool. Where is Lalo located?
1144 College Street.
Like you have the exact address. Like
I think so. Honestly, I hope to God I'm right, but it is 1144 in Toronto for damn sure. Pretty sure it's College Street. I'm pretty sure it's College. Yeah.
Okay, so like in the GTA Toronto area.
Yeah. So, but anyways, yeah, people could contact me at the same email, sales@upliftsociety.com, if they want to get some screen printed designs or shirts or whatever gear, merch. But they'll have to expect delays, as you know.
Yeah, for sure.
Curve, so.
Absolutely. And this is like, we never know when somebody's going to watch this too. So this might be like somebody watching in like 3 months from now when everything is hopefully back to normal for sure by then. So you can at least get some maybe people that are interested in and have the same values as you do. So they'll be reaching out to you. But with all of this happening and with you being like a personal support worker, what kind of like, have you seen any super cool positive messages out there? Like anybody doing something really cool in your community besides you, obviously, but are you seeing messages of support, or are you seeing like a lot of people in like stress and anxiety?
I'm seeing, to be real with you, I'm seeing a lot of positivity. I'm seeing people very supportive of like what I'm doing, and even like besides me, I go outside, I see people are happy, they're trying their best, and the odd time I see like a person trying to donate money to me or something just because they see what I'm doing. I'm not doing this for money. I'm doing it because I need to do it, and if I don't do it, who will, right?
Yep.
So that's kind of my thing. So I've been seeing a lot of positivity, not much negativity. A lot of people are bored. I'm seeing like people growing their beards or trying to be like me. Like I'm seeing people working out, having like a nice workout regimen. Like I'm seeing relationships like work out. Like I'm seeing all that, you know. So I have nothing to complain about right now. And to be real with you, even after the curve flattens, like we'll probably still have the culture of wearing masks for a while, right? So,
yeah, probably.
Yeah, and social distancing for a little bit, just for that extra caution.
Yeah, we're probably going to still stand maybe even 4 feet away from somebody when we talk to them. Not 6.
Yeah, it'll last. It'll last probably.
Yeah, absolutely.
So.
I just lost my train of thought. Actually, I just had a really great question that I was going to ask.
Oh, you're stumped.
It's probably my fault. It's probably my fault. I talk too much, so like that's probably why you forgot.
No.
I was actually going to ask you about your website. You got the Uplifted Society.com. Did you have to fight for that, or did you just get it right when you went for it?
Oh, okay. So the government right away was like, no, you can't have this because companies that have the word society or like foundations, like they're non-for-profit businesses. So like we need you to write like a few paragraphs or something explaining why you deserve this word. Why can you have society? I'm like, well, because I mean, I didn't create the word society. Like I didn't create the definition of it. You know, I'm not saying I own it.
Right.
I'm just, this is what I'm trying to show to the world. Like that's what it is. Like we're a brand. We're going to create so many different things that have to do with like society. You know, we're not Ronald McDonald Society. We're not those things. We're for profit. Like because I don't use credit cards and grants and things like that. I'm grinding from bare minimums to make it work. So.
Right. Wow, that was probably unexpected hurdle, eh?
Yeah, it is. Yeah, definitely. Like I told you, like they can't stop what is meant to happen. So
right.
Not even the government.
True.
Not even.
No.
That's why when you type in like uplifted and S, it automatically goes to society, and I'm like, that's at the top. I don't know how I got like that number one that ranking.
Wow, cool.
Got it. Yeah. So.
Well, it does say that you are what is it? Hold on. We have quickly risen to be one of Toronto's most recognized clothing brands, and I'm sure that has something to do with it too. I'm reading off like the script here. Yes, I do print a script sometimes. Yes. I prepare sometimes.
So. Yeah. Makes sense.
And you guys have a lot to do with music too, right?
Yeah, like sorry. Water.
No problem.
We've got plenty of like water-ish beverages around.
The water's so good this time around, but
yeah.
What was the question again?
With music, it has something to do with
yeah, the brand's got a lot of, like I read there on the about page, just a lot of it's a music culture thing too, right?
Yeah, like 90s R&B and rap like have a huge influence. Yeah,
nice.
No, has a huge influence in things that we do, whether it's things from like Nas, from like 2 Chainz, like just I mean he's more so new school, but like just
Tupac, Eminem,
taking the culture
Dr.
of music
Dre.
and flipping it. Yeah, there you go. And just flipping it or just showing like a good time in like history and music and just outlining that through fashion. See, girl, you know, like I don't.
I clean to that music. I like clean that music.
Listen, I sew to like the most like crazy music, like NWA, NWA and sewing. Like not even a grandma does that.
Yeah.
Do you have like a favorite track that like just makes you like go when you're sewing? Like if you had to get like, let's say, I don't know, the last 10 masks done, like what playlist, like what are you playing?
Yeah.
Okay, it probably will be Big L, The Graveyard.
Yes.
It would be Biggie Smalls, Give Me the Loot. And it would be for sure number 1 Mob Deep Shook Ones. Like that's like the number one. Like I don't even care. Like I'll play that. Like, or honestly, sometimes it's some reggae and I'm good to go. So,
Right.
But
That's probably when you're like a little bit chilling. You're like, yeah, I did my quota for the day. I'm gonna pack them up.
yeah, but I mean, imagine like aggressively sewing because it's just some hard.
Yeah.
I meant the reggae.
Oh, the reggae. Oh yeah, that changes the vibe. Yeah, that changes
The
everything.
reggae is like the packing part where it's like, yeah, I'm done. I finished my stuff.
That's me. And every time I walk to my kitchen, it has to be like a dance move or something. Like I don't know.
That's so awesome. Honestly, I really like that. I'm still coming back to the idea of prioritize. Like it's like really sticking in my head. Like I think that's such a cool, unique message.
And all it is words. I don't create the words, but the imagery is spot on. So
I know
it is, and it's coming back. You wait. Everyone knows it's coming back in like a few weeks.
Cool.
Oh my gosh, like the fact that it just stuck with me for like the last like half an hour and stuff, like that's you got something there. You got something really special.
I hope.
Is there anything that you want to share with the audience, maybe to get them a little bit closer to you? Like anything that we might not know about you that you want people to know about you? It's a weird question. I know it's a weird question, and it puts you on the spot, and I do it on purpose because.
No, that's fine. It's good to put people on a spot like that. I mean, it's got to be a genuine answer, so I don't need much time to think about it. But one thing that I think people need to know about me is that it's not so much about personal gain. It's I want all of us to gain at the exact same time together. Community shouldn't be like a one person thing that we have to put on our shoulder. It has to be that we all put on our shoulder and do what we can do to make it work.
Right.
So whatever you can do, make it work. That's my only answer. Yeah.
Like how could you not want to be around this guy? Like I'm just saying, like all the kids wanted to be around you. All of our camp counselors just migrated towards a conversation with you. Jeez.
But, hey, listen, people also need to know I get super competitive and it gets pretty bad. So
Yeah.
Camp challenge. Listen, Joanna, camp challenges, girl. Come on, you know me.
I won half of them. I know.
Oh.
Do you not remember? Okay, my favorite one, just for those people listening for camp challenges, like this is still my favorite one that I love to do. Kate, the chalk sticking up. The chalk sticking up at the end. So we used to play this in like an arena because it was summer camp, so there was no ice in yet. Across the hall or across the arena were pieces of chalk sticking up. Do you remember this one? And we had a pool noodle with a pool marble that you had to aim, and you had to you blew it and you shot out the marble.
Yeah.
And you had to hit the chalk down, and there were like four. Was that you? I
didn't think of that. That wasn't my idea.
That was amazing, but I had the most fun. That was one of my favorite ones. And then Talon and I did the Oreo challenge like a couple of weeks back. You know, the one where you had to put the Oreo on your forehead?
But I only lost because I thought I can hack the system and find a loophole. So I would put the cookie here and jump as high as I can.
Oh, good idea.
I lost. I don't know.
What?
Probably Joanna or something. I don't know.
Oh man.
And see, patience is key. It's all about the slow and steady win the race. You gotta use those little muscles that you don't know about.
I got no chill, man. I have no chill.
And what we did, we also did this really cool fun dance at the end. Do you remember that one with Bree? We filmed that stuff for the kid.
Yeah, we would have the last day we'd have dance parties. That'd be cool. So.
And that probably.
Forget that.
We never got to play rap, but still, we knew.
I mean, you guys really trying to lose to that?
Hey.
Hey.
I'm pretty sure I was going to the clubs before you were, and just saying. Got a few years.
I'm a homebody. Come on.
Now everybody is too, but we have dance parties.
To the club.
Yeah.
Because I've been home. Yeah.
So is there anything else that I might have missed that you want to add? I think we pretty much covered.
The Instagram looks great, man. I wanted to say that.
Yeah.
It's you're killing it on there.
There's a lot of stuff on there. Yeah, I mean lately too, it's been just a lot of stuff going on. So I appreciate that. Thank you.
Yeah.
I plan on getting better in my marketing skills while I'm on quarantine. So hopefully it changes in a little bit.
For sure.
Right, so,
No,
these in-home photo shoots are not really working, but we'll see.
yeah, I was gonna say too, the photo shoots. Like we did our first photo shoot this year, or sorry, last season, and man, I almost died. I was so stressed out. It was such a big production. So just
He
going
told
through
me to call it off.
just going through your Instagram, like all the like really good photo. Do you do the photos yourself, or do you hire a guy?
So Thomas, I wish Thomas Bui is his name on Instagram. Follow him. Kedre Brown Bubs. Follow him on Instagram. I have a few other people who have taken photos for me in the past, but those are the ones I kind of been doing most of them. So in terms of the marketing and putting things together, that's Jamie Villaravo. She's been kind of handling that, the marketing. Yeah, that's pretty much it. So kudos to them, man. They've been looking at the aesthetics of all that. I mean, I'm sitting back here chilling and
Cool.
good.
Cool.
Well, I saw that you were in a like the first couple of photos, and then like you just migrated yourself out of them, or
oh, well, you
Or
probably noticed I don't have my own personal Instagram, so like I don't really care for like selling me physically.
Me neither.
Yeah, I don't care for that. My whole thing is the business. Like I need to focus on what my dreams are. That's what it is. Not so much what I look like, or as you see, like this is not just quarantine Tyrone. This is Tyrone. Beard is that's been patchy. Trying to think. Yeah, so that's it. So
I'm in the same boat with the patchy, man.
Trust me. I mean, that's probably why you're off camera, but hey.
Yeah, that's it.
you're gonna be able to see it when we upload it to YouTube.
Oh, okay.
Oh, not much. I keep myself off quite a bit.
Yeah.
It's because I'm always staring at 3 screens here.
I call him my tech guy now.
Yeah.
So
That's true.
I'm the talent.
You're the show. You're the show.
A lot of work. Probably a lot of work.
Yeah.
Some of it. Let's not put him up on a pedestal here. I still need him to do the next episode here.
Yeah.
I'm the special guest.
Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm so happy that you were able to come on and that we were able to reconnect this way, because you're doing some super amazing, cool things, and your values are just like so in line with what's happening now, and like trying to flatten the curve and everything. And I think, if everybody put themselves on the same wavelength, like it would just be done that much quicker. I mean, I don't have very many sewing skills myself, but like whatever we can do.
That could change really fast, right? So it depends how motivated you are, but
Listen, if I can't even get myself out of bed to work out in the morning, I'm just saying. But at the same time, I know that I have a sewing machine at home, and my mom's a great sewer, so I can delegate really well. Yeah, so we'll see if we can donate some fabric. If anybody wants to pitch in, do that kind of stuff, because we are, as you said, in a shortage of fabric, right?
Yeah.
So we need that kind of stuff.
Good problem. People are working, but we need more.
Yeah, absolutely. And hopefully this is over soon and stuff. Thank you so much, Tyrone, for coming on. Like, do you have any like closing words, anything that you want to finish off on?
Nothing to say. Shop up, so let's go.
Yeah.
Episode's the future.
And if you're looking for masks, guys, like really cool masks, and if you're a frontline
Super
worker,
cool masks. They're great.
and if you're a frontline worker, there's like the 3 layers again. So for those of you that missed it, they have like all of the protective stuff. It's not just regular fabric there. So I so appreciate that, and thank you so much for doing that for the community, for everybody, bringing everybody together. You're awesome, phenomenal. Everybody can hit you up. So it's upliftedsociety.com. Same with Instagram. For email, it's sales@upliftedsociety.com. If you guys want any more information, if you want to donate anything. Thank you so much, Tyrone, for being on. You are fabulous. Thank you.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
So for everybody listening here, thank you for tuning in. We are finishing off with our Beach Fence podcast, talking about life, business, and everything in between, especially through COVID, with Joanna Talon and our special guest tonight, Tyrone. Hopefully we'll see you back on Saturday. We'll have another one on Saturday for you, and we'll upload it the next day. See you then. Cut.